innocuous pictures of your children posted on Facebook can end up in the hands of pedophiles. How can you keep your child safe? Joining us on this broadcast is Karnika Seth. She's a cyber lawyer and she's been working extensively in the area of protecting your children from online predators. She's even written a book which will be released very soon on this topic. And I'm also joined at this time by Binsi. She's joining us from Trivandrum. She's one of the two people who actually led the campaign against this page that was being run by pedophiles. I want to go to Binsi first. Binsi, tell us, how did you find out about the existence of this page being run by pedophiles and what did you do to take it down?
One of the admin member of the page SFM, that is Sexually Frustrated Mallu, which deals against the cyberbullying and sexual harassment against women. Okay, and one day, that is on March 23rd, we got a message from an anonymous FB ID saying that this is not the real sexual frustration you have been so far, and I'll give you 2 links, and then he send us 2 links, okay, and in that 2 links we saw 2 pages. That is, one is Kochu Sundarigal, that means like little beauties, and the second page was hot little angels. Okay, and when we go through the page, we were really shocked because the page was purely promoting pedophilia, and it was so clear because the pictures doesn't contain nudity. First of all, the pictures doesn't contain nudity, but it was the comments near that photos were in Malayalam, and which was really we can feel that sexual frustration of those who commented near that photos and all that. So and on March 24th we filed a complaint to Cyber Cell Trivandrum about this, and we got the reply as we will send the same to Facebook community review, and we'll get the reply within 2 weeks and all that. Okay, and then after 20 or 22 days on April 16th we got the reply as the culprit is from Saudi Arabia, who's I think he's a Malayan.
So you're saying, Binsi, that the person who was running this Facebook page has still not been caught. He's out there somewhere, and he could possibly set up another page today, tomorrow, whenever he wants.
The response from Cyber Cell was that we cannot do anything since the person is from Saudi Arabia, okay, which is not under our judiciary. So we cannot do anything more on this case, and they closed the case.
So this group put out a message for new members saying that our group will grow only when you put out nude pictures of new children. So they were actually encouraging new members to join by putting up pictures of new children. That's outright disgusting.
And also the admin was asking the commenters that what would you like to do with this girl? And they will be replying so obscene comments near the photos and in Malayalam also. So it was actually really shocking for human beings like all of us, because I'm also, I would say this is something really personal, but I would also say that I'm also a victim of child abuse. In my one of my dad's friend tried to abuse me in my childhood, because this doesn't my parents doesn't know this so far. And I should tell this to you right now itself, and it's, I think it's the right time to tell this to, so that I can understand better that how it would be feeling.
And it's great to see that you have the courage to speak out, lead a crusade against pedophilia. Someone who's been a victim yourself, what do you have to say to all those who are watching and are very concerned that the picture of their child could end up on a page that's frequented by pedophiles? What do you believe people need to do, Binsi?
I won't be saying like don't post your photos to photos in FBs of your kids and all that. I would say this is the real picture, okay, and these kind of pedophiles are still there in our society. So beware of them, and you should you should make your children too aware about this and all that.
Okay, you're saying don't put any pictures of your children out on Facebook. Is that at all doable. Karnika is with us. You've been looking at this topic very carefully, ma'am.
Yes.
Binsi says don't put out pictures. Now, parents love taking pictures of their children, sharing them with friends and relatives. Is that at all the right thing to do?
Well, yes, to a certain extent, one cannot stop parents from putting pictures of their own kids. But what we must tell them and to educate them is that they, as well as their children, should be aware that the pictures can be misused by people who are cyber criminals. They may be disguising themselves through spoofing or through identity thefts, and they might cheat by personation, or they might morph the pictures and make semi-simulated or simulated pictures and try and sell them even commercially. So India is
so
actually
what do parents do? That's very scary.
Yes.
Parents watching this would be very worried. So what do they need to do to protect their children?
Well, first of all, one needs to educate them. As I said, cyber awareness is the first thing. And secondly, one must only allow people who they know personally to join a group. Like if you're in Facebook, you have the choice who you want to allow. Whereas strangers should not be allowed generally. Unless you know the person through somebody known, you would not invite somebody to join the group.
No, but there's no way of knowing who's a pedophile, who's not.
Correct.
Because pedophiles are lurking all over society.
I think we need to strengthen the law as well, not
So
only
what needs
just
to be
educate.
done with the law?
You see, India is home to more than, I would say, largest number of children population in the whole world. And as per the reports, if you see 2007, when the Ministry of Women and Child Development gave us alarming figures of what kind of online sexual abuse against children prevails today. And of late, even last year, 166 convictions have been there in the POCSO Act. We do we are fortunate to have the IT Act in place, which has a specific section 67B of the IT Act.
No, so
which
what needs to be
bans
done
child
to make the
pornography.
law more strong?
We need to have very proactive, I would say, implementation, and also certain new provisions which allow,
like what?
Which enable us, or rather put an obligation on all the people who come to know that there is a problematic page like this. They should immediately report it to the concerned authorities, including the police. Now,
and you've got a problem in this case, for example, where the perpetrator is sitting somewhere in Saudi Arabia,
yes,
and the Kerala police tells Binsi, we can't do anything because that's beyond our jurisdiction.
Correct. Now, internet is borderless. The criminal may be sitting in any part of the world. Now, we don't have a cybercrime convention that India has signed so far. That is a problem issue because international cooperation, first of all, tracking. Tracking is a big issue on the internet. How do you track the IP? And even if you do succeed he might have used a proxy IP or a hide IP or other software to conceal his true identity. Might have used a cyber cafe which doesn't keep a register. He might be outside a country, in a country which does not offer international cooperation to kind of investigate these crimes. Now that's where India needs to get up and realize that there is high time that we need to sign a convention so that
okay, so
these
one is
problems
sign
can
the
be
convention,
nabbed.
And most importantly, you're saying be very careful who you give access to.
Correct.
With your pictures.
Now,
ensure it's as closed a group as possible.
Yes, the POCSO Act does have a law here in place of obligation to report. Now, obligation to report should not only be vis-a-vis those pictures which are nude. I would say even messages containing which is obscene material or anything which is abusive, which should also be reported.
So if you see something, don't just let it pass as an irritant. Report
Absolutely.
it because somebody could get into trouble.
Yes, there should be hotlines. There should be speedy hotlines which law enforcement needs to set up. And I think there are special juvenile cells which have been opened to basically look at this issue and look into the implementation of the POCSO Act.
I'm going to leave it over there.
How far they have succeeded is again a question because there are still
so
number
each
of cases
parent and child
unreported.
for himself.
Yes.
Essentially, you have to take care of yourself while you wait for these other things, the signing of the convention, beefing up cyber security.
How many parents, for instance, do use filtering technology today? The ISPs, they normally say we do not filter, or social media networking sites say we do not filter. But there is a due diligence parameter they also ought to maintain.
Okay, so those are very interesting thoughts
important.
you've laid out for our viewers, and I hope they can implement some of this. Thank you very much, Kanika,
Thank you.
for joining us in the newsroom this evening. Thank you.
Thank you.